Alright everybody, welcome back to another breakdown video. In this video we're actually dealing with some kayakers and duck ears, or inflatable kayakers anyway. Really awesome little video here with my mom and actually a younger guy called Ben in the video itself. So we're going to jump into that and we're going to introduce them. Alright, so with me here in the video are Ben and my mom Chris, even though it says Tony on the bottom there. So starting with Ben, do you want to sort of introduce yourself a little bit here, buddy, and tell us a bit about you and your river experience a bit?
Well, my name's Ben Brady Hawk. I'm 12, and I guess when I swam the river I was 10, I'm pretty sure, or turned 11. I've also been on several trips on the river, and that was my first flip.
Okay. And what about you, Mom?
Well, I'm the Yeti's mom. I'm Chris, not Tony. And my river experience started a long time ago. I think I introduced this family to this lifestyle when I went on a trip with my mom, a guided trip down the Middle Fork of the Salmon. And then we've just kind of taken it up and it's kind of taken on our life. So that was, I don't know, I think we've been rafting and floating now for 10 or 12 years. This particular video is Desolation in Grace Canyon, and I think this is more in Grace Canyon. I think Max will get more into it. This is a rapid called, what was that, Ben?
Coal Creek?
This is Coal Creek Rapid, and it's about night 4 or 5 on the river. We've been on the river a long time, and Ben and I had been following the rafts in a double ducky the entire trip. Just about. We'd only have actually opted out of one rapid, and that was Joe Hutch, the big one. Every other rapid we'd taken on head on, and so we just thought we could do this one too. So that's the preface to the whole video right there.
All right, cool. We will jump into the video then. All right, so we got the video right here in front of us, and this is Ben sitting in the front of the kayak. I've got to love the antlers there, buddy, or the horns anyway.
Hey,
Thanks.
they're still on, and you'll never see me as this entire video is my helmet cam.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
This is my view of the entire incident. So yeah, this is Ben in the front. And I actually have horns too, just so you know. This is Buffalo Power all the way.
Yeah.
How many buffalo horns have you owned over the years, Mom?
Have I owned or have I lost? There's a big one.
Well, lost and then owned.
Well, Ben owns these. These were brand new. I bought a whole bunch of sets to give to people. Ben earned his because, like I said, this is day 5. Day 5, Ben, was it?
Yeah, it was our last day on the trip.
So when we camped after this rapid, it was at Nefertiti, so that would be our last day out. But I've owned quite a few sets through the years, probably 5 or 6 sets.
All right.
You've been with me when I flushed off 2 sets, so there you go.
So we mentioned this before, but this is Coal Creek Rapid, and a kind of a bit of an interesting fact about Coal Creek, especially on the Desolation Gray Canyon trip here, is I believe Coal Creek is actually the longest rapid on it. It stretches about 1/4 of a mile, I believe. Definitely a type or class 3 rapid, not as big as Joe Hutch, which I believe is further up on the river. It's like a couple days before this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So this one, this day we had the big ones. So we had wire fence, and we had whatever after wire fence, 3 fords and wire fence. And so we got through those, and we scouted those, and then this one we did not scout.
Okay. So let's play the video and watch what happens here.
There's a drop right in front of Jerry, a big drop. Sorry. Your dad just told me there's a huge drop.
So basically what's going on right now is you guys are just chatting about going into the rapid, about where drops are, especially using the raft in front of you as kind of a marker to tell where a certain obstacle is in the river, a certain hazard there is in the river at the moment?
We had the two rafts, and the two dads are in front. So my husband Jerry, your dad Jerry, Max, and then Max's dad Ray is right directly in front of us.
You mean Ben?
And Cade was in the kayak.
And then I don't know if you ever see the kayak, but there was a kayak with our hardshell kayak with us too, Cade.
I was gonna say you meant Ben's dad, right? Not mine.
Did I?
You said my dad is in the boat, and you also said my dad's in the boat ahead of him.
Yeah, well, Max, Jerry Hammond is in two rafts up. There's actually two rafts ahead of us.
Okay.
And then Ben's dad Ray is right in front of us.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Not for a long time, Ben. We're gonna get as straight as we can. Take a look at it.
And you guys are kind of hugging this right bank to do a little bit of quick scouting on the rapid to see what's down there.
Well, the current was taking us right bank, and I had tucked over into the right bank because though you can't see it very well, the person in the front raft was doing some crazy arm signals that we have no idea what he was, it was like, what is he saying? What is he saying? So we were trying to figure out what was going on. So I just pulled over a little bit to watch, to see what was going to happen.
Right, okay.
Jerry's pushing hard right there. Okay, watch. Boom, right there. Oh shit.
So you can definitely tell kind of right between your two paddle blades there, the first raft already rocking around a little bit, and then the second raft coming in right behind them for sure. Can you guys actually see that down there? We're kind of right about where my mouse is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's probably what I said, something like, there's a big drop.
Yeah, I remember around there, I think it was around there, my dad started to jump up and down, showing there was a huge drop.
I wonder if we can... Okay, give me some power out of here.
You guys are going full power here, digging in there, trying to cross the river.
With the ducky and with the rafts too, but with the ducky, you got to get lined up straight.
Right.
Right.
So I was trying to get it in straight. If we were going to take on this rapid, we were going to go on. We were going to try to get on straight. So that's what we were trying to do there.
Yeah, duckies are definitely quite a bit skinnier than rafts. You can definitely put the 2x4 kind of equivalent there, which is basically saying which way is easier to flip a 2x4. Is it easier to go the long way or the width way over? And looking at a ducky and a 2x4, you basically get the idea of it.
Do not stop! Whatever you do, we're gonna die if you do!
Sorry, I had a chuckle there a little bit. This was the moment where you're basically telling Ben that you would die if you didn't stop paddling.
So, I'm surprised you don't have the sound. Yeah, I made the slip of saying, don't quit paddling or we're going to die.
Yeah.
I remember that.
If you notice, Ben never quit paddling.
Yeah.
I remember Buffalo Power.
Buffalo
Buffalo
power
up,
all the
that's
way!
it. All the way, Buffalo Power all the way.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, there it goes. So, do you, right at this first flip, we can back it up a little bit, but do you remember what you guys were thinking as you were coming into this first rapid when the kayak flipped over? Like right here, Ben, do you remember what was kind of going through your mind, or could you kind of imagine what was going through your mind just as the kayak was coming into this and flipping over a little bit?
Oh yeah, I remember that we were like going down towards it, and I like thought about it, and I knew I just had to paddle hard. And then I looked up and I like saw the wave. So
This was a huge wave.
it was a lot bigger than it looks on the GoPro.
It's a lot bigger than it looks. And it was actually coming in. It's hard to see here, but it's actually coming in from 3 sides. So it was coming in directly in front of us, and then there was 2 laterals on either side, and this was actually the tongue.
Okay. Yeah, the waves never show up right on a GoPro. They're always bigger in real life.
Yeah, and
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, this was the tongue, and I thought, man, that's a wall.
Right.
Swimmer! Go! Get up, swim, we got it. We got it.
So, Jeff, this is just kind of right after the flip. The ducky's way over here on the left side, and you two are sticking together. I know it might be hard. It was definitely a stressful situation back there. You know, adrenaline is definitely pumping, probably, or most definitely. Do you have any, reactions or thoughts about looking back on this right now?
Well, when I look at the video, I should have gone left a little bit off the wave. But right here in this particular spot, my entire thought was, where's Ben? And once I popped up, I found him, and I just grabbed a hold of his life jacket strap, and that's as far as we are apart right there.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you like grabbing on.
And I didn't care about the boat. I didn't care about anything. I just knew that I had to find Ben and grab a hold of him and get us close together.
Right.
We got it.
So you definitely are taking some big rollers here, going under the water a little bit. It's definitely hard to tell in this video, but were you actively trying to swim to the side?
No, I wasn't, because if you look at the side, it's sheer cliff walls, and there's no way that, well, one, we had a hard time finding out, getting oriented to where we were, and the boats were way down there. They didn't stop. They couldn't stop. There was no place for them to stop. So even if we got to the side, they couldn't have come. We would have had to scale the cliff to go around them. So my thought was just to ride the wave out. So that's basically what we did. And we'd gone over it every day in the ducky. What do we do if we flip, And you can hear us in the video if you play the sound. Get on our whistle, blow the whistle, get on our backs, and then somewhere along in this video there's a rock, and you hear me actively tell Ben we have to swim away from the rock. We have to swim back to the middle of the river because there's a big rock outcropping, and I didn't want to hit it.
Right, okay.
So my thought was not to get to the side. There was no way that we would get either Ray or Jerry back upstream to rescue us, so we had to actually ride it out to where they were going to wait for us in an eddy.
Okay. You got any thoughts on it, Ben?
Not really. I don't remember the rock at all. So.
All right. Well, there goes Cade right there. There's Cade the kayaker.
Yeah, there's the hard shot kayak, and he actually makes it.
Yeah.
He did a good job. And he, as you can tell right now, he's chasing the boat down.
Yeah. So the ducky's in front of him, and Cade's going for the boat rescue, which is one reason I like to have kayakers around, actually, is because they can get into spots or, speed up or slow down to pick up either people or boats on the river. So they're nice to have around. They're definitely speedy and really maneuverable.
Okay, we got it. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Yep. You're okay, you're okay. Yep. Hey. Get your whistle.
So you guys are going for your whistles and you're actually whistling right now?
Yes.
I know that they us go over, but you know the routine that we follow in the kayaks or in the duckies is once you're in the water, blow your whistle, let people know you're in the water, and then get on your backs, get your feet in front of you, and look for help, basically. So that's what we were doing.
All right. That's definitely a really good thought there, especially if you get away from your boat. You know, blowing your whistle, making sure everybody knows that you're in the water. It's can be scary. And just before this, I do have audio rolling on my computer, so you can definitely hear it's definitely a swim for sure, a very surprise swim. One of those moments that I had personally been in myself where you just get a system shock and you kind of freeze for a little bit and you're just trying to figure out what's going on. Definitely scary, especially if it's the first swim of the season or if it's completely not expected at all. So definitely a little spooky.
Or your first swim ever, huh, Ben?
Yeah.
Oh, was actually your first swim ever, Ben? I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's correct.
Wow, buddy. All right.
We're good. We're just gonna ride it out.
So, right here a little bit.
We're good.
I'm gonna turn the volume down a bit, but you are comforting Ben a little bit, which is something I've done in the past as well, where I've been into a situation.
Okay, there's that rock. So if you back up just a touch, there was this thing right here sticking out, causing this big eddy right here. And though it looked bigger in the water, it was reaching out into the water. So I'm telling Ben we have to get back out into the current, because this thing right here, yeah, this big sharp rock was sticking. The water was taking us right into that.
Okay. So you swam away from that, okay.
So I didn't want to hit that. It looks pretty far from that, and maybe it was, but I was told later on by Jerry, my husband, that was a good thought to get back in the middle of the river. So.
Well, right. GoPros also have the knack of really getting a wide angle view as well, so it's covering a lot of stuff. In this video, this water could probably be like a couple inches from your head, and that rock, you know, it's a lot closer probably in real life than it is in the video here, so that's probably something to take into consideration as well.
Kick to the center. Kick to the center. Yeah,
you guys are going back to the center here.
Kick hard to the center right now.
Taking on another big one.
Sorry, go ahead.
Taking on another big wave.
Yeah.
Good. So good. It's all good. It's all good. Get on your back. Okay, kick your feet right now.
Somewhere in here, Ben asked me if there's another one coming. Is there any more waves coming? And I say, nope. And then I say, yep.
Yeah, I remember that. I asked you if there's any big waves, and you said no. And then you're like, never mind, here comes a big one.
Yeah, I wish you guys could really hear the audio. I definitely need to find a better screen sharing software, but it's you guys are basically in the flats. Right here, it seems you're laying on your back with your feet pointed towards the right bank, and you guys are just kicking off the bank at the moment.
We are.
So.
I remember that.
Yep.
We're still connected, so I'm still holding on to Ben's straps, and we have both of the paddles too. So I've got we're kind of potted up.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right.
You're okay. You're okay. Your dad's waiting for us. Any more big waves? Nope. Yep.
So there was the nope, yep moment right there.
Here's the nope, yep moment.
It was just right there. So definitely a little bit of comedy in this situation, but you know, it's something you look back on and laugh. I'm sure back then it was a bit more scary, but
I think we were just both tired of getting washed because we couldn't figure out how to. There's definitely a skill to riding the waves, and both of us really didn't have that skill apparently because we were getting a lot of water.
right.
Taking,
Ben nodding his head really vigorously there. Did you swallow a lot of river water there, bud?
Yeah, I swallowed a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Your dad's waiting for it. It's okay. Jerry's right here. We're head racing.
Oh, there's another good hit.
yeah, that's our last big one, I think. I don't know.
Well, you do. So Jerry's attention was grabbed, and he's somewhere down here in the rocks at the moment. I can't tell at the moment with.
He's right.
Some shading.
See that big slanty rock?
Oh, right down there.
Yeah, I see him.
He's hiding right behind that rock. That's him right there.
Right
Yeah,
about.
I'm pretty sure that's him.
Right about there. Okay.
Jerry got it.
And then he was on the other side of the river. Actually, you can't see him, but he was over there, tucked in on the other side, just because they didn't know where we were going to wash out.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and one thing I remember from this was my dad was gonna get this on video, but he dropped his phone because he's gonna try and like go get us or go get the ducky.
So he had his phone like this, right? And so when he put his phone down to row, he lost his phone. So all of this, his phone is in the bottom of the river somewhere too.
Yeah, I've lost a few cameras to the river too.
Yeah.
And I watched
too.
this past year.
Got us. Kick to Jerry, see him? You see him? Hold on to the boards. Hold on to the paddles and just kick to Jerry. Just kick to Jerry, you're doing good. I got him. I got him. Kick to Jerry, kick to Jerry. Nope, grab the
So now you
paddles.
can see Jerry.
Yeah, now we can see Jerry, and you guys are definitely swimming to him, which is cool to see. You guys are participating in that rescue and not just. You guys are actively, swimming for him, and not just floating down the river and hoping that somebody's going to catch you. And I know it might be a mean thing to say, but it's nice to see you guys actively trying to rescue yourselves as well. I didn't want to sound mean about that.
I think by then both of us would have climbed in the boat. If we could have gotten close enough to get in the boat, we would have just jumped in.
Right.
But yeah, as you can tell, though, it's still really steep. Though there's really no place to get out onto the shore. It's just sheer cliff walls.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Hold on. Kick to Jerry, kick to Jerry. Kick to Jerry. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. You get close, grab.
Sorry, I had a pop-up right there. Hopefully it went away.
Yeah, it did.
But you guys are coming in here to Jerry, and Tony right there in the front is actually reaching out, ready to grab you guys.
If you hear me yell at Ben, I yell at him to grab the line for fear that if he grabbed Tony, he was going to pull her in too, because she doesn't weigh very much. But she did a good job, so
Yeah.
it was good. I had this fear, though, that we would have 3 people in the water instead of just 2.
Yeah.
Grab the line, grab the line. Hold on, Tony. Okay. Hold on, hang on to the line, man.
So by the time you guys got to the boat, was there a really big relief moment? I'm sure there was, but I just want to hear it from you guys.
I'd say there was a really big relief, especially when we got pulled out of the water by Jerry.
Right.
Yeah, and you can actually hear me say it after Ben gets in. You can hear me say, "I'm okay." And you know, like it was done and over, and I'm finally okay, and I'm holding on to the raft. It was pretty bumpy.
Yeah.
Okay, Jerry's coming in.
Good, go.
Good job.
Let go with your hands. Let go with your hands.
Go, Ben.
Look over here, man.
Oh, good.
Okay, let go with your hands. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Ben took some water in, but we're okay. Good job, Ben. You did everything perfect. Mom. Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I got a headache.
So you said right there you had a bit of a headache, Ben. Was that from just the excitement, or was it the water, or was it kind of a combination? Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure it was a combination of both.
All right. So everybody's back in the boat. It's all good. So after that, did you guys jump back in the ducky and continue on your way down? Not that day?
Not
Yeah.
that day. We were pretty close to camp. Nefertiti's just maybe 45 minutes away from there.
Right.
There's another 2E rapid. Both Ben and I were full of adrenaline, I would say. So Ben rode with his dad, and I rode with Jerry and Tony, and I don't know how to explain it, but I shook.
Yeah, I remember.
I was just like this all the way to camp. I thought I had hypothermia, and I think it was just adrenaline just pumping through my system.
Yeah, I remember that we both like got on the black nets to get
Yeah,
warm again.
we climbed up on the black part of the raft just to try to get warm because we were both just shivery.
And I also remember that there was only one rapid after this, and I'm pretty sure it was like a snake rapid or something like that. And then we were at camp. It probably was a lot longer, but then it felt to get to
No,
camp.
it went just Rattlesnake is the next rapid, and then the camp would be Nefertiti, and it really wasn't that far away. But it was, yeah, it was interesting.
All right. But the next day, did you guys jump back in the ducky, or were you back in the raft again?
We jumped back in the ducky.
Little Buffalo was in the front seat of the ducky when I walked down in the morning to, I didn't think he would, to tell you the truth, and I was impressed because there he was sitting in the front seat of the ducky ready to go and paddle it out because we were going to take it on out. So we paddled out, and that morning there's a couple little riffles and rapids, nothing really exciting out to the takeout, and but there's, you know, it's a little bumpy, and I was stuff we could get around, and I was like, Ben, do we get around it or do we take it on? And Ben was like, we're gonna take it on. We're getting back on this horse. That was really cool.
Nice.
So yeah, it was good. I
So-
asked Ben's dad Ray what he thought when we were in the water, and he said, well, the first thing that I did was when you went over, I counted buffalo horns, and I found 4 horns close together, and I knew you guys were just going to be okay.
Well, that's good to hear. So if you guys ever had to do this again, anything you would do differently? Ben's smiling. What's going on over there, Ben?
I don't know. I mean,
Velcro in your front seat there.
or maybe like take a different path. I guess, I don't know.
All right.
Suggest a different path. I don't know that there was one for the ducky. Quite honestly, the kayak made it through. So,
Yeah, that's the one thing I remember. The kayak didn't flip; it just like tipped us out and then just kept going.
yeah, the ducky never flipped completely over. It just dumped us and then righted itself and continued on. We didn't even lose our squirt gun.
Oh, that I remember that. We didn't lose the squirt gun.
So it just kind of let us loose. But I don't know. Take that. There's got to be a way around that big lip. further right or further left or something. I just have to. I don't know. I think we did everything pretty much perfect, to tell you the truth.
Right.
It just was a rapid, and the way duckies are, you're just sitting in them. They're kind of like a surfboard, right? You're just sitting in them. So once we got dumped, we got dumped.
Right. Well, you know, I've been in that situation this past year on the Locksaw where the boat just tipped me right out and away we went. But you know, in that scenario, I was lucky enough to be close to my boat, and you guys were definitely more concerned about each other, getting each other out of the water, which I think is a good idea. You know, get the people out of the water, then you can worry about the gear later, as long as the people are safe.
I think one, Ben is not my son. He's a good friend of my son. He's a son of my good friend, or he's a friend of mine. It was a little different. So if I'd have dumped my own kid, it'd have been different. But I dumped somebody else's kid, so that was a little scary for me. It's awfully tough because that was a big rapid to swim in for your first swim. And he did everything right. We kept our paddles with us. We did, you know, we were basically going through the routine of what do you do? Get on your whistle, get on your back, actively find help, look for help, those kind of things. And obviously it turned out fine. I'm really thankful that we went over every day. What do you do if we flip? You know, when we get in and we're paddling down the river. Okay, what do you do if you flip? Well, we're going to flip. We're going to blow our whistle. Then we're going to get on I'm going to get on my back, put my feet down river. All those things came into play, and they were just automatic. And it's sort of like doing a CPR or something when it's just automatic. And that was really good.
All right. Anything else either of you would like to share? We are getting pretty long in the video here. Just wrapping stuff up. Anything else you guys want to share?
Well, one thing I remember is that on that trip, I'm pretty sure we named the boats. Like, Ducky was Mike Wazowski. And, like, I don't know what we named the rafts, though.
Maybe Sully?
I don't know. I mean, it might have been Sully by then, but they've now been, one of them's been renamed, and I don't know that the other one's been renamed. But yeah, the green ducky is Mike Wazowski, because obviously we had the horns, so we were Monsters Inc. We still have those horns. Ben's been with us. Ben's been on a couple more trips and did the Maine salmon last year, and his sister got to swim last year, not with me, but his sister got to swim in the Maine salmon last year, so that was kind of retribution. She earned her horns last year.
That's good to hear.
I guess just in sharing, I think that rafting is a great family adventure, and when you have these scary adventures, makes you kind of closer, and it gives you good stories to tell later. But safety. Obviously, if we hadn't had our life jackets, our PFDs on, and our helmets on, we probably wouldn't be here. I know we got clunked around a little bit. And if we hadn't had our life jackets on, there's no way we could have swam out of that rapid. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that don't like to wear life jackets. And I'll tell you right then and there that I'm so glad I had mine on. So
yeah, that makes you think. Every time before I go into a raft or like a motorboat or something, I always remember that like a life jacket is one of the most important things to me because it saved my life. So.
All right, yeah, it's life jackets for sure. I was going to mention too, you know, the whole team there. You guys did get pulled out of the river by my dad, by Dad Jerry there, and just being a team out there on the river, watching each other's backs. You know, you two got together, made sure you made it through the rapid, and at I don't know if it was quite the bottom, but the raft picked you up a little ways down the way, and it's just nice to be a team out there on the river and have people you can depend on out there on the river for sure.
And I will mention that in that team, I had no doubt that eventually we would have run into one of them because they both were looking out for us. They had been talking to each other, I'm sure, and signaling to each other, but back and forth before we even got down there. They knew what they were doing. And there was a plan in place to pick us up. And all I knew is that I just had to keep moving because someone was going to get us. So.
All right.
I also remember that night my dad said that I asked him how he knew not to go for us, and he said that like he and Jerry are communicating or something, and he saw us go to Jerry, so he knew that he could just go get the boat.
Yeah, and he eventually went and got the ducky, and then obviously there's a whole set of river hand signals. We were able to signal to him that we were all okay, even though he was down and around the corner. So then he waited for us, and we went down to the camp and had a cobbler or something. So it was a good night. So it was all good.
Yeah, that was costume night.
It was costume night?
And costume night.
Oh.
Yeah, the horns are not costumes. We have costumes.
Let's say costume
yeah.
costume night's like the last night on the river, so this was like the second to last day of the trip too.
Yeah. So we'd already paddled. We'd already been a team for 70 some miles of this river before we did this. So Ben and I were kind of in sync too. So that was good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're going to wrap the video up here. Big thank you to both Ben and Chris for jumping in and sharing their thoughts and being some guests on the video today. If you like what I'm doing, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. We are going to be hitting the river this summer. Not right now because there's quite a bit of snow out here, so I'm going to go skiing some more probably later. But big thank you to the guests, and I will catch everybody else in the next video.